Tupac Shakur, known by being a very successful rapper in the early 1990s, was born on the East Harlem section of Manhattan in New York City on June 16, 1971. His mother, Afeni Shakur, and his father, Billy Garland, were active members of the Black Panther Party in New York in the late 1960s and early 1970s. However, Tupac was shot multiple times in Las Vegas on September 7, 1996, and he passed away on September 13, 4:03 p.m. Most people say he's dead. Some say he's still alive and will return in 2014. I say he's still alive. Here are my 3 reasons why. Firstly, Makaveli meant a lot to Tupac before he died. Makaveli was Tupac's homage to Niccolò Bernardo Machiavelli, a 16th century Italian statesman and author of books. Tupac read a lot of his books while he was in jail. Additionally, evidence in his music and some of his videos show clues or hints that he isn't dead.
Live my life in a prison cell. I'd rather die than be trapped in a living hell. They got me trapped.
Also, what happened on the day he died? What happened at the crime scene? There are many stories on how he got to the hospital. Even with all the interviews and newscasts, there seems to be something fishy about them all. Is it because he didn't die and they weren't ready to come up with a good enough storyline to convince the public that he's supposedly dead? To begin with, Makaveli. What does it mean? Well, Niccolò Machiavelli was an Italian who wrote about faking one's death to fool his enemies. Tupac had read Machiavelli's book several times while in prison. It must have inspired him to fake his own death. Shakur changed his name to Makaveli but spelled it differently. He took out the C, the H, and added a K. He did this because when Makaveli scrambled up to spell out "am alive." He had spelled it this way on a tattoo on his neck, and also on one of his last albums, Don Cake Illuminati, the title said Makaveli. But the clue on the album cover that gives away he'll be coming back soon is Tupac being shown on a cross. Didn't Jesus die on a cross to come back to life? Is this album a coincidence, or are they trying to send out a message? Furthermore, the evidence in some of his music and videos gives us enough proof to say that he still could be alive. Hence the music video, I Wonder If Heaven's Got a Ghetto. It was released after Tupac's death, and what's ironic about it is that it's very similar to how he died. The beginning of the video shows a date, September 14th, 1996, the day after Tupac's death. In the first 5 seconds of the video, you can hear from the helicopter, rapper Tupac Shakur has multiple gunshot wounds from a drive-by shooting.
Rap star and actor Tupac Shakur received multiple gunshot wounds in a drive-by shooting. Rap star and actor Tupac Shakur received multiple gunshot wounds in a drive-by shooting.
The license plate on the car says 6/16/71, which is Tupac's birthday. This shows you that this music video is based on his death. Many people believe that Tupac's last photo could be a fake. There's another picture that shows him and is very similar to his last picture. In the photo, it looks like that Shug is driving the vehicle, but there are no keys in the ignition. The date on the photo is wrong, either bad editing or the camera's clock wasn't set correctly. There are also videos of Tupac sightings. Most of these videos are fake, but others make you think it really could be him. Tupac was found by a motel somewhere at the time of 2005. No one knows whether this is fake or not, but some believe it to be true. But I think it's fake because when the guy was filming everyone in the group, one of the people said, "Hide Pac, man."
Get him out of here, man. Get him out of here, man. Hide Pac, man.
Why would you say that out loud, especially if there's a camera filming you? He's been trying to hide for 9 years. There's also a Cuban music video with an unknown title. But I see Tupac hidden in the music video in the backseat of a car.
Amsterdam to LA, Kilo got to play.
Could this guy really be Tupac, or is it just someone who looks like him? You be the judge on that one. Lastly, news and interviews about Tupac seem to be lies. Let's talk about the crime scene. Well, Tupac and Suge Knight, the co-founder of Death Row Records, and also a close friend of Tupac's, were driving in a 1995 BMW. Could there have possibly been 2 cars? There's a photo of Suge's actual car with multi-spoke rims at the crime scene. There's a video of the police investigating, and the car that they're looking at only has 5-spoke rims. Not only is that a difference on the car, but the back of the car as well. In the picture, the back shape of the BMW has a flat window and a trunk. In the video, it's different. It kind of looks like a van, just going straight down. So are there 2 different cars? Yes, BMW 7 Series and a BMW station wagon. When Tupac was shot, there's a lot of stories on how he got to the hospital. There's one when Suge stopped the car and waited for bodyguards to take him there. There's an interview with Suge in '96 where he completely lies. This is what he had to say.
And my concern was him. I said, "You hit me?" He said, "I'm hit." So I said, "I'm gonna get you to a hospital right now." So I'm driving like a madman, trying to, get help to help him.
How could Suge drive to the hospital if the car was already at the crime scene? There's also another theory on how Shakur possibly left right then and there to go to Cuba called the helicopter theory, where a woman and her friends were hanging out and they heard loud noises and they started taking pictures. She claimed she saw a policeman putting Shakur in the helicopter because he had been shot.
Car screeching. We were just hanging out, taking photos at the time. We ran up the street as cops were running past us, and by the time we got here, they were already taking, which now I found out was Tupac, into the helicopter away. He had been shot.
So if the police force helped put Tupac into a helicopter, were they in on it as well? There's another story on how the ambulance came and really took him to the hospital to perform surgery on his wounds. How did he get these wounds? We'll talk about that soon. Even though no reporters were allowed in the hospital, there was footage of a doctor getting interviewed. He had this to say.
He is severely injured internally. He has multiple gunshot wounds to the chest.
The doctors then told Pac's family.
They expect the rap star to once again recover from his injuries. Recover from his injuries.
So if the doctor said he will recover from his injuries, why did he die? Since there are so many theories, there are so many questions like, did he escape the hospital? Did the doctors have anything to do with him faking his own death? What if Suge shot him purposely to trick everyone? Well, after all, many people believe that he had something to do with the murder. Also, when Suge was asked a question in an interview, he didn't respond the way any other person would.
If you knew who killed Tupac, would you tell the police?
Absolutely not.
Why not?
Because it's not my job. I don't get paid to solve homicides.
Did he say this because nothing really even happened that night? In another interview, Suge said something about having a conversation of jokes when Shakur was hit.
And the first thing he said, laughingly, jokingly, loudly.
You mean you guys were laughing?
We had conversations of jokes.
Being shot is no laughing matter, unless Suge shot him, and they were probably laughing because they were going through with fake murder. Unfortunately, even after these 14 years, we can still not come with a good answer to these theories. As I come to a conclusion, Tupac Shakur, known by being a very successful rapper, died on September 13th, 1996. Or did he? Certainly, Makaveli had a lot to do with Tupac faking his own death. The album covers, his tattoos, Makaveli's warfare stories, it really inspired him to do it. In addition, sightings of Tupac, his music videos, and his pictures show that he still might be with us today. Clearly, Suge's lies, the newscasters, and the crime scene photos and video gave away that his death was fake and all set up. Do you change your mind? Do you still think he's dead, or do you think he's still alive? I know one thing for certain, only time will tell about the year 2014 if Tupac Shakur is still alive.